That's something.
Expectations exceeded.
That settles it. You are absolutely vital to our operation. There are more blood springs ahead, but the miasma is blocking the way forward. Do you think you could clear it for us again? Thank you. We know where 2 springs are thanks to past expeditions. Let's go have a look at them.
The territory up ahead is teeming with the lost. Watch yourself.
Hello everyone, and we are back for more Code Vein. Yes, I know, I took a little bit longer. Yes, it is good to be with you, Louis. I know I took a little longer to get back to this, but communal gifts. That's because, as you may not know, schools start back up, so episodes may actually take longer to come out now. Anyways, getting back to this, discussing communal gifts I brought up in a previous episode. Queen's Irons just upgrade your weapons. Communal gifts you give to your allies in this game, and like I said in the previous part, it basically gives you some of the better weapons in the game once they're fully upgraded. And you'll notice in this recording that I'm going to do a bit of back and forth because of, well, I keep forgetting to look at stuff on the map, because they indicate where items are, and unlike other games, and I keep forgetting about that. Anyways, you want to head up over to the edge and follow over here, and you see, oh, that voice sounds familiar, right? Well, if you pick this up, that is a Prometheus vestige, part A. And as you can see, I have the fighter one on now, but Prometheus belongs to Louis. That's his blood code. And what you want to do is, when you see those, you want to pick them up. They'll be scattered throughout each and every area within this game. And for each one you collect, the more abilities you unlock relating to the blood code, and thus you also see your character's backstories. Well, not your character's, but you know what I mean, your partner's backstories. And for the most part, it's because the characters don't remember them. Anyways, go back to that. You saw I just picked up some, take out this enemy, some old world materials. You know that trader we met in the previous part? That trader takes old world materials and can give you communal gifts. Old world materials are a pretty rare drop. I believe they can drop from any enemy in the game besides bosses, and they happen to have, like I said, the trader will give you communal gifts, and those give you some of the items, get to the best items in the game, and it also leads to some different dialogue depending on which gift you give to your partner. Anyways, open up, regeneration, extension factor, and now we heal more. So now you see in the bottom left corner, it went from 3 to 4. You want to find those. I think the maximum is 10, because I was playing around with my other character to figure out how many it is, and I think it is 10. Anyways, take that out, and I guess I'll bring this up again. You'll want to be careful in this game. There are so many ambushes that's not even funny. Like, you'll just want to be around every single corner. And you heard the heartbeat. Because I had the display effects off, it you don't get that like pulsing like red and blue light, red and gray light that I find very annoying. It's a good thing they added that. They could just patch it out later. Yeah, look. I know where to go because I just played this game a number of times, but yeah, this area is quite annoying. Especially when you're first going through it. Like, oh, you just want to explore, and then you get blindsided by how many ambushes that this game throws at you. Ooh, the focus state. You see that? Bam. If you hold right bumper, or Y, or R1 and triangle, if you're on PlayStation, you'll get a special drain attack that you'll only do while in the focus state. And it does give you... stupid back hits. Anyways, it does give you a chance to gain more ichor and thus more chances to spam your special abilities. And as you see, I don't really use them because I really only save the special abilities for boss fights or fairly big enemies. Like, yeah, like every time you just turn a corner, pan the camera around to see if you can spot an enemy. That's the best way I can say for you how to start on this game. Like, just pan around in every corner, man. Like, you just see me going in, but I'm just like dodging every single attack. Like it's nothing. Well, not every attack, because sometimes they hit me on the back. But, anyways, go over here, Lost Shard, and you'll want to head up to the corner of this spot right here. See? Oh yeah, that voice is sounds familiar. That voice belongs to our trader, Coco, and the hunter vestige. You will not actually get her blood coat till a little bit after this area. I believe you'll have to explore one area and defeat the boss of this area in order to get it. If I'm unable to unlock her blood coat. I am not entirely sure, but you would also not complete it this early. It's like her vestiges are scattered throughout the entire game, but I do believe by around mid game you should have it completed. Like you will not need to explore till end game to complete it. You'll I say around mid game you'll get it. You'll get it done. But anyways, those giant hulking steps, you'll want to be careful. You see, I buffed myself because look at this. Look how much damage this will do, and look how much health this one enemy has. Yeah, that did well over 1,000 health. This common enemy has more health than some bosses in other games. Look at that, 2 backstabs, well over 1,000. I charged it, bam. Look how much damage that did. It was ridiculous. It's not even funny how much damage that did. Anyways, you want to head down here and we'll get a special scene, as you'll see right now.
Hey, what is it? You okay? Yo, Louis, you smell that?
Yeah. Human blood. An escapee.
Now where did she run off to? Huh? Hey, chumps! What the hell are you doing here?
None of your business.
Oh, really? Then tell me this. Why would scum like you have the sweet stink of a human on ya? The girl belongs to us. Put your paws on our property and your ash. That clear?
Fresh blood is some powerful stuff. You hanging in there? So, what's the plan now? We know it's just a matter of time until they find that missing human.
You know the plan.
Hell yeah. Let's hope she hasn't been devoured by horrors yet.
Alright, and as you saw with that cutscene, we're gonna go have to find a human because in this game humans are very rare to find because most of them are taken in by the provisional government, as you'll see in as we'll talk about in a later episode. Anyways, you saw the other revenant, the self-important one, came through this way, and thought, you know what, let's try to go that way. And you know, I don't know why you can't just force your way. You guys are super soldiers technically. Anyways, you want to keep that self-important revenant in mind. The reason you want to keep him in mind is because he is actually part of some side quests later. And no, they do not relate to the main story in any form or way. It's just that he's slightly important if you want to explore more of the depths, which probably after the next boss I will explore. Anyways, you want to unlock some more abilities for Prometheus. And just to get a bit of an idea, and as you see, I'm like, oh wait, where is it? It's because I have the wrong blood code on. Put on Prometheus, put back my health. And you saw a Blade Dance earlier. Blade Dance is a unique ability tied to Blade Dance is one of those unique passive abilities. Blade Dance is a unique ability that's tied primarily only to Prometheus, and you cannot pass it on to any other blood code that you equip, unlike with a few other passive abilities. And I feel like it's one of like 5 or 10. I can't remember which. I'll probably look it up later and inform y'all in the next episode. But yeah, just a little fact. Anyways, I have no idea what, like, yeah, they say these dog-like creatures, and while they chase you, they don't teleport like right next to you when you run far away. Anyways, like I said, we're gonna track down that human girl, and hopefully she'll be alive so we can keep her away from that self-important revenant who kind of came off as an ass to us for like no reason. Like, they treat humans are like treated as property in this game. It doesn't matter who you are, and the reason why is because, like it was stated earlier, revenants need blood to survive, and they can't just like survive off of each other's blood. It basically has to be like human blood, or I guess artificially created blood, as you'll see later. Anyways, they got this. We're gonna come across one of my most hated enemies in the game. Not this guy. Nah. Here we got the breakdancers, as I like to call it, because well, they kick at you. And it's basically like these guys were all capoeira masters when they were still human or something. Because they only show up a few times in the game, but they hurt, they kick hard, and they can take you down fairly easily. Because like every enemy in this game has some degree of super armor. I believe like the only exception are like the lost that you see walking in the line. They have like almost no armor, and thus they take a bit more damage. Anyways, you want to be smart when you go about that. Ooh, you see we mastered our gifts, and I'll be switching out. I do keep a select amount of gifts equipped. The only one there's going to be a few that I like to equip, but I can't have them now because unfortunately they're DLC ones. And if you've seen them, they're extremely flashy, they're extremely cool, and I like them. I'll keep like 1 or 2, like primarily, I guess, elemental gifts on, but mostly this build I'm going to go with this character is going to be physical based, so you'll see a lot more physical skills. Anyways, killed another breakdancer. Yeah, these enemies, you see that one off in the distance a little bit. These enemies will only get up unless if you attack them, or if that enemy notices you and does that. They'll do that little call to wake them up, and then you'll get swarmed, which is why you'll want to go to the left and take out those other enemies, because if you get swarmed by those enemies, you can easily be killed. Anyway, so you want to run up here and you'll hear those hulking steps. It's always good to have like a gift that hits far away, so that way you can technically pick off enemies, because for some reason, like those other enemies just don't notice you. Like, look at that. I'm like in the vicinity, and this giant female loss does not notice me. Anyways, backstab, and enemies can get into the focus state as well, and they become harder to break as they basically get more super armor, and they hit harder. And it's stated in lore, but you'll see later. It'll be stated in lore, but it's like a more offhanded comment. Anyways, you want to break this, and you'll see. Ooh, a Hunter Vestige Part B, I believe. I could be completely reading that wrong. Could say D, could say C. I'm recording this off the Xbox, so it's kind of small, but I think it was B. Anyways, you'll get the more, basically if it has a vestige, it's tied to a blood code. And if you get it from your allies, basically the ones at the home base, those are the more important ones, because those are part of the main characters. And the ones you fight mainly out in the field, if they're not tied to the blood codes that your partners give you, it gives, it will be, those are the side characters tied to other characters' backstories. Anyways, you want to ignore that hole we just saw. We will come back to it later, because that leads to another area, which leads to another party member. But I do not want to deal with that right now. Anyways, you want to come back over here. I got smacked by the other. It's lost, but anyways, the reason why I come over here and backstab him is so you can get another regen extension faggot. Bagger. factor. Please ignore that. I am sorry. Anyways. You want to use that, and you get another one, so you can get a pretty high amount of regeneration early, because the trial blood. I hate these because the trial blood are basically just like a little mini challenges where they send tons and tons of enemies your way, and they're usually tied to the cores. Hunter, Code Hunter, Kevin excels at ranged combat. Features gifts that support ranged attacks with the bayonet, and the reason I don't like trial bloods. Another loss has evaded in search of blood. Yeah, it's just basically like it's a trial challenge where they just send hordes and hordes of enemies your way. And while not difficult, it can be, because they can easily overwhelm you. You'll see it in some of the later areas, like when you had to try to gain some of the other blood codes or items. Like, they just throw hordes and hordes of these at you. And we'll see with like my least favorite area in the game why I do not like these. Anyways, yeah, you see it's just mainly like the small lost that he sent at you. It's mainly like ones that have no shields. They'll probably have like the sword, or they'll just come at you to smack you with the face. I'm like that one, and I faced the wrong way. Anyways, take that one down. And for some reason this one spawned right here, but I don't really have it. I guess I'd say this, talking about partners and how you want to have one for these trials. I really don't have a preferred partner. Actually, no, I'm lying. But we won't get that partner for a little while. Anyways, you see we completed the challenge. We got a condensed lost shard and another item that we picked from the enemy. And you'll get those condensed items for doing the trial bloods. And the trial bloods can be redone over and over as a way of farming. I guess you could suggest doing it on if you know you can take them down fairly easily. But like I said, some of them aren't worth it unless you're trying to get for the true ending. Because I don't know if I brought this up. There's, I believe, a few different endings. You have, I guess, a neutral ending. I guess that's what you want to call it. A bad ending, and the true ending. All of the three are sad. And make you to get the true ending does require a lot of work, and it ties back to the vestiges, and you need to get, you'll see this later because it will become way more important later, but you will need to get a lot of vestiges and try to find them. Alright, so I like to call this loss the Parry King, because he's a parry. This guy will parry you, and he can riposte, and it does a lot of damage. It can, I believe it can one-shot you at the low levels. But as long as you have like a partner and basically you take him out, he's not that hard. Anyways, you'll want to go down this way, and your immediate thought not to go forward, because going forward really does nothing for you unless you're trying to get a certain item, where you'll see. But going this way actually makes it a lot easier. So you want to go over here, and just make sure when you see a lot of walls flying around, just charge up an attack and just take some swings at them. Because as you see, they'll get up spontaneously. And you don't want to be ambushed when they get up, so bam, bam, 2 loss, and that just makes it easier. So instead of fighting 5 enemies at once, you're only going to have to now deal with 1. We have another Parry King enemy. I hate these. Want to know, they can't block, they can't parry gifts. Gifts, not gift attacks, not gifts. A lost shard, another communal gift, fragrant tea. You want to hold on for this for another one of your allies. Yeah, so you see we're back at parking guys. Bam! Dodge. See talking about ambushes? Like, they throw these things at you like they're candy. And it's annoying. Anyways, you want to head over here. And, see that? That's where you got straight. You actually want to, bam, break these boxes, because you know why? You find another vestige.
Take good care of that.
You got Hunter Vestige Part A. And I guess just bring this up. The side characters typically will have 3 to 4 vestiges tied to them along with their core. And they will tie, like I said, they'll tie into the backstory of the main characters in the game. And you'll head up all the way up here, and you'll purify this rotten missile. By purifying it, you get surrounding map area and complete it whole area. You want to break the areas behind you to get, open this, a Blood Veil, GXH, Assault +1. And by finding these in the field, you'll see that they like, it's basically the world's game's way of saying, like, hey, you probably should have your weapon or armor at this rate right now, instead of like super low level like I am. Like, I'm level 1 right now, I haven't leveled up, and like this lost sword I have really does nothing for me. Anyways, you want to head around, and because you saw, you want to pick off that one specifically and tell him to come over here, because he will call over all the other ones, including the breakdancer in the back, to try and kill you. Anyways, you take him down, and it's basically a cakewalk. Like, seriously, you could go over here, bam. Like, seriously, they're just sitting there. Anyways, I want to pick up another vestige, but take out breakdancer boy right here. Ow. Yeah, you'll see why. And over here before focus right now, because focus does drain over time, and you can get it back, but I would suggest just trying to use it as quickly as possible. Anyways, pick up the vestige, Prometheus vestige part C. And I'm going back to the messages. The main characters will always have 4, and the side characters will usually have 3 or 4 that are tied to them. Anyways, we're just gonna head back over this way because, well, at the time of this recording, like, my class is gonna start up in a bit, so I actually gotta kind of hurry and finish this up. So yeah, 2 weeks waiting for an episode. I'm sorry, guys. School sucks, and unfortunately, this may make the episode making process take longer now. So might be way longer, but I'll try to get these out as quickly as possible and try to get the gameplays going, so you guys can at least enjoy all 3 of you, or maybe 1. Anyways, we're gonna finish this up, leveling ourselves all the way up to level 14, to see that we're fully completed, everything's boosted, and we'll end it off here. So that's it, and I'll see you guys later.